Welcome back, everybody, to the JR Wisdom Show. Once again, tuned in. And right now, I'm going to be discussing one of y'all favorite couples, or hopefully they stay a couple, Mr. T.I. and Tiny Harris. And they've been in the news these past few months or whatever. So I decided to talk about this because it's based upon a video. It fits a video that I've done previously, which I'll put the link in the description. It's called If You Can't Handle It, Don't Get Married. Trouble in Paradise. I'll put that in there. And it kind of fits that, based upon that. But just to talk about it, the situation, if you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna just start out with what happened, I guess, this past day or whatever. Um, Tiny was on a live stream or whatever. She was on Instagram Live or whatever you want to call it. And I guess somebody asked her to, are you going to go back to T.I.? And she was like, well, he needs to come back to me. He needs to come back to me. She was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be at. He needs to come back to me. And obviously, they're allegedly going through a divorce. She filed papers or whatever like that. So the thing is, you know, her saying that, which is I definitely feel that how she said that. He needs to come back to me, whatever's going on. But these two, they've been together for a long time, like a real long time, and they've been married. I guess less amount of time than obviously the total. It's just like, what is it, since 2010? I'm not sure. Like 7 years, 6, 7 years they've been married. But bottom line, she's been with by his side since he's been getting in all this trouble, all these things like that. While he was in jail, taking care of the household. I think he went to jail like back to back within 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And Ti, he's been a successful rapper, actor. He's on his own label, his own construction company. He's got his own artists. And they had their own successful TV show. So they were a power couple, so to speak. Tiny used to sing. So I'm saying that to say, everything looks good on the outside, so to speak. But then you hear about, this whole Mayweather incident, then all this stuff comes up about, well, he's been stepping out on her since they've been together, girlfriend and boyfriend or whatever. He's been dealing with all these women. And what was even more messy is her friend started posting stuff up on social media. She put a posting up about, all his alleged side chicks and side women and all that stuff like that, which it wasn't her place in the first place to do that, you know. And then for his wife to co-sign it publicly, I guess this is after he made it public or something that he was getting a divorce, even though she filed or something like that. But her friend shouldn't have got involved in it in the first place. That wasn't her place to be putting up all this stuff, all these memes and stuff on Instagram or whatever, Twitter, whatever she was doing. And it's their marriage. It's not this other girl's marriage. She should have been saying that. And for Tiny to be co-signing it, liking it and all this stuff like that, then you got all these women on social media liking it, sharing it. Yeah, da, da, da. Obviously they're going to take her side because that's what women do. Women take other women's side as far as that. But we're looking at the fact, okay, even if it's true, obviously, if he is cheating, she decided to stay with this man after all this time for whatever reason. That's her own personal reason. She decided to stay with this man, you know. But all that other media stuff, I know they're in the media, but for you to bring it even more in the media and have somebody who's on the outside, a friend, jumping in on your marriage is completely uncalled for. So obviously there's no respect at that point, is what I'm getting to. Ti was about to fight Mayweather over her, all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure they had this talk, as anybody would have a talk, and say, hey, I don't want you, what were you doing? that's not going. You need to stay away from this dude from now on. Whatever whatever he told her, you know, he shouldn't have had to do that in the first place, But Mayweather calling her out her name, telling Ti you need to check your bitch, all this stuff. I think they crossed paths at an award show. He tried to grab her, something like that. So this Halloween party comes up with Mariah Carey. Then Tiny says that Mariah asked her to take a picture with Mayweather. Why the hell would Mariah do that? Why would she say if? And obviously she ain't that much of a box to say, hey, let's take a picture together with this guy, and who wouldn't know that Mayweather's gonna be there anyway? You know what I'm saying? So they end up, not only does she take a picture with him, knowing that her husband wouldn't be happy about it when he found out about it, she dances with the guy. You know what I'm saying? I think her friend said something about, yeah, if a man, a rich multi-million dollar man asked me to dance, I would dance. How disrespectful is that? That makes no sense. You know, you married to this man, but you saying, yeah, hell yeah, if a man asked me to dance, that I would do it. And you know that your husband and this guy got issues, which doesn't make sense. So that goes back to one of the things I think about. Sometimes, not saying all women, but some women, you know, they make it a point sometimes to make men jealous or to antagonize men. But men don't do that, at least not intentionally. They won't try to make a woman jealous unless something this guy got some tendencies to him to try and make a woman jealous. That's not shouldn't be in a man's character to try and make a woman jealous. So anyway, she does this. She dances with this guy, knowing her husband's got an issue with him, and then you take pictures with him and all this stuff. Then when it gets out, there's a problem, you know. So bottom line is, in this marriage, there's no respect for the husband. Even though he's a Ti, he's a gangster rapper, trap, a trapper, all this stuff. She don't have respect for this guy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? She might love him, but she don't have no respect for him. So the thing is, do you stay married to a person at that point when there's no longer any respect? Is there even a need to continue on a marriage? And by all means, I advocate anyone to stay married unless there's domestic violence, abuse, or if this person just can't control themselves, they just constantly cheating. So, um, I made that video, like I said, about adultery. And if you can't handle it, and this goes for both parts, the person who commits adultery and the person that has to accept adultery. If you can't handle that, if you have to do that, excuse me, I got that thing playing. If you can't handle that as a person that you feel like I gotta cheat, I gotta do this on the side, or if you're like I can't tolerate being cheated on, then you don't need to be married. And this is just my unsolicited opinion and unsolicited thoughts about this. Um, if you can't forgive adultery, you just don't need to get married, and that goes for both people. If you love each other, you'll work through it. But at the same time, you've been together that long, you're married, you have to fix yourself. That person who's committing adultery has to fix themselves, and the other person has to fix themselves. You know what I'm saying? Either way. So you took your vows, that's that. Unless the vows are just, something just to get the ceremony over, just to have some aesthetically pleasing ceremony just to show off, you know. That's the way I look at it. That person has to fix themselves. If you going into a marriage and you already planning on cheating, you don't need to get married. And if you can't accept uh, being cheated on before you even get married, then you need to get married. Just my opinion. My unsolicited thoughts on that. Um, but that's good to hear. If she's willing to take him back, by all means, I guess the door is open. That's his. He was ready to fight for his wife as he should be. To that point. You know what I'm saying? So I like to see that. They're working things out, or she's at least extending. You know, her hand out to say, hey, you can come back. Well, not extending her hand out, but just saying, hey, you can always come home. So that's all I got to say about that. My thoughts. I thought it was interesting, topic for me to do, even though I got that video. But like I said, the video, the link will be in the description. That's all I gotta say. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I know some women gonna have some opinions on this and probably gonna go crazy in the comments, but it's all good. I love to hear it and I love to respond. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, yo, follow me on Facebook. Check my books out on Amazon. Feel free to donate to the Well of Wisdom. You know, and remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. All right, peace.